Okay, cool. So recording has started now. So we have read the multiple data types. So today, what we are going to cover, the first is list. Okay. So the first thing we need to understand what exactly the list is. Okay. So what exactly the list is, as in I hope you remember when I explained you about the list. List is a collections of data types. Means inside a list we can put any different kinds of or any kind of data type. Okay, so this is the sign. This is the sign of a list. Okay, and inside that we can write anything, like this is the integer. So one. It is the this is the float. This is just a string. This is a boolean. Okay, this is complex 2 plus 3j. Okay, so I mean we can put a list even inside a list. Okay, those all we'll see. So we'll go slowly by slowly on our toughest part. So this is the list. Now the first thing, how we can define a list. Define a list. So are you guys able to understand what does it mean by define? Define means initialize. How I can start with the list. Understand it in a very layman way. How we can start a list. So there are two ways we can do. The first is, if I will write it like this, a equal to, and now this a will become a list. Okay, empty list in which there is nothing. Other thing, the same a or any variable, this is called variable or object. Usually it is called object in Python. So later on I'll cover in the that what exactly the object is. There's no concept of variable in Python. So what is the difference between that? Those things we'll cover. Or else we can write like this. Or we can write like this. So these are the two ways by which we can initialize the list. The list can be initialized by these two ways. Now we need to understand what if you remember, I had told you there's a concept of function in Python. Okay, so function, they have created it. So there are two kind of, one is inbuilt and other is predefined or inbuilt. It is so this is predefined also, we can say, and one is user defined function. So what are the difference? Inbuilt functions or the predefined functions are those functions which were created by the Python community for some specific use. This is the way, and how you recognize a function. A function is always ends with this parenthesis, small parenthesis opening and closing. So you can understand that is a function, and there are some specific tasks it must have to do with that. So this list is a function, and with that we can create an empty list. Okay, and how would I check whether this a is a list or not? So there is another function which is called type. You can see here, but inside a type you have to check that which object you want to check. So I want to check for the a, so it will print the type of a, whether it's a list, integer, float, tuple, whatever it is. So right now it is a tuple list, so it will return here it is a list. Okay, so this is how the difference between how we can create a list, empty list. Hope this is clear. Now the second thing, let us suppose or assume we have a object name or variable name a, and which is a empty list. Now here the question is, how would I put the value inside this? How would I add something in that? So now the list has their own way to do that, to insert the values in that. So how do you do? The first thing, the function is called append. So how do you use the append? You have to write the name of a list. So name of a list is a dot append. And if suppose I want to append here 10. So see how easy it is. In Python, you need to always understand the logic of writing a Python code. If you have anything, after that you can just put a dot, and you will see those functionality for that. Majorly in most of the times, this is not the generic for the entire thing in the Python, but most of the objects you will see, whatever it is, just for after the every object, just put a dot and then use a tab, and it will tell you what other functionalities are available for that. So here, and I will show you in the practically. So a dot append 10. Now here in this case, if I use this predefined function print and I will print a, so it will print like this. Earlier this list was empty. Now the value 10 was added in that list. If suppose now I will do here a dot append 100, and then if I will do print a, it will print like this. So are you able to understand the meaning of append? So the English meaning of append is something is getting added at the end. Okay. So and what exactly it is doing it here. So just understand this list is an empty bucket, and whatever you will append, that will go first here. Then you will append, it will go like that, and so on. So this is what the append function is doing. And you need to understand, you cannot pass more than one value inside that append function. You have to always give one by one, one by one, one by one. Then someone will ask that if I have to pass the 1,000 values or the lakhs of the values or the millions values, how can we do that? So for that, there are a functionality which we will cover, that how we can do that to append the value. So hope there's no confusion in the append. Now let us understand. So once the append done, now after the appending, if suppose there is a list, you can see here, if you have appended some value, like I'm just taking an example hypothetically 10, 20, and then I'm just using my name here with, and there is some float value 3.6, and I'm using some boolean value true. Now here the question will rise, if I will print here a, in that case what it will print, it will print this entire list, it will print this entire list. But my requirement is, understand it carefully, listen it, I want to print only this value, I want to print only this value. How would I do that? So for that we need to understand the two concepts, and which is called here index and slicing, indexing or slicing, or index or slicing. So these two concepts are important, and we need to understand that what is index and what is slicing. Okay, now let us see. So let's assume this list. Okay, so first we'll start with the concept of indexing. Okay, what exactly the embedding is, indexing is. So if I have to print, so whenever you write a list in Python, how exactly it is stored at the back end, it is like this way. Now, what is index here? So index will be like this. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So this how it goes. So this is the left, right. So from left to right, it starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If the list has more numbers, so like 5, 6, 7 till the end. Now there's another indexing as well, from right to left. So it starts with -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. If it is longer, like -6, -7, -8, and -n. Okay. So this is called the index number. This is the index number 0, index number 1, index number 2, index number 3, index number 4, and so on. This index number -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. This is how what the indexing is. Now my requirement was I wanted to print this value 3.6. So how would I do? First, I will write here this print function, print, and from where? From this list A. Now I have to print this 3.6 only, so I'll just give a square bracket here inside this print function. And what is the, you have to check now, what is the index of this 3.6? Can anyone tell me what is the index of 3.6? It is 3 and minus 2 as well. So here either you can write 3 or you can write minus 2. In any of that case, either you write 3 or minus 2, it will give you the 3.6. So that is called indexing. Indexing means by giving the index number to access the specific value present at that index from the list. Okay, not from the list, we will see the indexing in other concepts as well, but as of now just understand by using the index number to extract the value from collections of the values or the collections of the objects. So now if I will write it like this, print a 8, can anyone tell me what will be the output for this? Usually it will not print and it will throw error, and it will say that the index 8 is out of range. Okay, because there is a no number 8 present, it is till 4 until minus 5 it is. Okay, so it will give you the out of index error. So this is what the indexing work. So is it clear to everyone what exactly the indexing is?
Yeah, it was clear.
Okay, now let us see the concept of slicing now. The starting of the 2 class was not able to record. Okay, but today onward the entire classes will be recorded and it will send to you guys. Okay, now let's understand what is slicing. So assume the, let's suppose assume this list. Okay, this list which it is here. So what exactly the slicing means? So just understand in a very basic way or the social way, I can say whatever we are using in our daily life. Slicing means just understand this list as a bread. So what will be the slice of this bread? It could be this one, or it could be even this one, or it could be even this one. That is called the slicing. Slice of bread means to get the slice of value. Not only one value. One value can also be a slice, but one value, more than one value, there's no value. Those all are called slicing. So now how would we do? Let's see. So slicing also works all closely to same as indexing, but there isn't some fundamental difference. So first you have to write the name of a list. So if I'm assuming the name of this list is A, and there are 3 things you need to understand: start index and colon, end plus 1, index, colon, and this is called a step. Hope you guys are aware of step as well, but I will cover it here. But when I was covering the step in a range data type or the range function, I explained you what is the step. When step 1 is what happened, then next step 2 or step minus 1. So that concept will be fundamentally same here as well. Now, suppose I want to access this value from here to here, means from 10.2 to the value true. I want to access. How would I do that? So first I will write the name of a list, then bracket. That is fix. You'll have to do name of the list, whatever it is in your case, and the square bracket is fixed. The question is here, what this formula said. First you have to write the start index. So what is the index of this 10.2? Can anyone tell me? There's a power cut. Can anyone tell me? What is the index of 10.2?
Right, from left it would be 1. From left it would be 1.
Okay, correct. So any is fine, either in positive or negative. So the start index you have to write from where you want to print the value. So that's a start index, this one. So I have to write 1. Now, end plus 1 index means where I have to go till true. This is the end. So I have to write end plus 1 index. So this is what, this is 0th index, this is first index, this is second index, this is third index, this is 4. So the end index is 3. Then what is end plus 1? 3 plus 1, 4. So I'll have to write 4. Step. If you want all the values between the start and the end plus 1 index, then your step is 1. If you want alternate one values like every second value, then your step will be 2. But here in this case, I want all this value, continuous value. That's why the step is 1. And this is the by default value. If you will not write 1 at the step, it will follow the same. Means this is equivalent to this code. Okay. And if you write this, it will print from 10.2 to true from here to here. This is how the slicing works. So whatever the index value will be written here, it will always print one value before of that. Okay, we will see it in that. And if you will not pass anything at the start index, by default it will take 0. So the default value I'm writing here, the start index default value is 0. Now what is end index default value? So that is the length of that sequence. So in this case, what is the length? See, indexing always starts with the 0. Indexing always starts with the 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But length always counted from 1. So what is the highest index for this? 4. But what is the length for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the length. So by default, the end index is this one, this value is the length of that list. And by default, the step is plus 1. Okay. Here also in a step, we will have the positive and the negative. Okay. So we need to understand now again the concept, the same concept. I will recall it again. When the step is positive, what will happen? When the step is negative, what will happen? So let me clear this. So understand this number line in a very layman way or the simpler way. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And so on it is like till n. And this is here -1, -2, -3, and so on -n. Now, suppose for this list, someone has written it like this: A 1 4 1. So whenever step is positive, when a step is positive, we have to go from left to right. From the start index, we have to go to the right side. But when the step is negative, we have to go right to left, or you can say left to the start index. I will show you. Right to left. Understand? Now here, what is the start index? 1. So understand that I am here. 1. Start index is 1, so I am here. Okay. Now a step is positive. So what we can say, we have to move to the right side. So I will move to the right side. And what I will try to find it out? 4. So in right side is there 4? Yes, it is available. So What it will do? It will print the value from 1 to 4. No, it will print one value before. So what value it will print finally? This value. Whatever the values are present at index 1, 2, and 3 to print. Now, just an hypothetical scenario, if some slicing is written it like this. So if slicing is written like 1, 4, and -1. So now we are at here 1. Now step is negative. So we have to move to the left. And what we need to find it out? 4. So is it 4 available here at this side? No. So it will not print anything. It will be empty. Okay. So this is how similarly the slicing works, as in same as the our range, if you guys have remember. So this is how slicing works in case of, and slicing never throws the error. Let's suppose here the highest value is 4. I can write it like this: 1, 30, and 1. So that's not an issue. It will print till 4 here. That's it. It will never throw error. Okay. I mean that error, that syntax error it can throw. What exactly the syntax error is, I'll cover. I'll explain. So it will not throw those error that this index is not available and index is available till 4, but you had given 30 or like 100. It won't be a problem in the case of slicing. Only that can be happen in the indexing. Okay. So hope indexing and slicing is clear to you guys. Okay. I'm assuming it is clear. Now let's understand one concept which is very fundamentally needed. What is the syntactical error and what is logical error. We'll share some code, practice code to you guys. You'll have to do the practice and come up with your that how you are able to handle that. Okay. Now, see. So there are in every coding there isn't something called error, or we will see that we'll say it as an exception as well. Okay. So there are two kinds of error or exception. What one is called here syntax error, and another is called logical error. Okay. Syntax error and the logical error. Now, what is logical error and what is the syntax error? Syntax error, you will understand it if you'll make a mistake in the structure of the code, the way it has to be, and you made a mistake. Like the structure of the code is, what I can say, here, this is like print should have this 2 parentheses, and you have given only one parenthesis. So that's not acceptable. Okay. That's called syntax. Syntax means the way it should accept the things, and you have made a mistake in that. That is called the syntax error. Okay. The logical error means you are trying to do something, some calculation or anything which is logically not correct. Such an example, you are trying to divide 2 from 0. So it will give you the error, but that's a not syntactical error. It will give 0 division error. Like there's no point to do that. So this is how the logical error is. If suppose you are trying to add a number with the string, there's no point. Why are you trying to add that? Okay. So these are called the logical error. If there is any error in the logics and the syntax, if there is an error in the structure. So this is about the this error. Okay. Now we saw the append function, we saw the indexing, we saw the slicing. Now there is something called in a list. If suppose you have this list, just giving a taking a very simpler list, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. Now list, what I said, it's a mutable data type. And I had explained it, what is mutable and immutable. So just a quick, I'll explain it again. Mutable data type are those data type in which you can do the modification. You can do the changes, okay, in terms of their length or the value changes, anything. Immutable, where you cannot make any changes. List is a mutable. I'll show how. If you want to add something, what you can do, L dot append. L is the name of your list. And if suppose I want to add here 777, I can do that. It will be, your list will somehow look like this. All your values, 10, 20, 50, and here is 777. This is how. We saw the indexing. If you want to print any specific value, we saw the slicing. If you want to print some set of the values or the single values, and how the slicing structure should be. Now, if we want to delete something, so how we can do? L dot remove. L dot remove. Let's suppose I want to remove this 30. So I will write here 30. So your code will be like, your list will be like this: 10, 20, 40, 50, and 777. Because 777 you have just, sorry, you have added it here. So 30 is gone. Now there could be one problem in this. If suppose 30 is also here and 30 is somewhere here also present. So in that case, it will always remove the value which has present at the beginning, at the first. It will check it from this side. Okay. There is a way we can do it to delete that one also, that we will see. Okay. Now there is something called, if suppose, just understand a scenario. If this is the list and someone will ask, can you give me the count of the numbers, like how many times the 10 presents, how many times 20, 30, 40, 50, or those 30, how many times it has present. So specifically there is one function, L dot count, L dot count, and which value you want to count. I want to count 20. So if 20, so here this one give the output 1, because 20 is occurring only one time. If you will pass the 30 here inside this, it will give 2, because 30 is coming here also and this one also. Okay, so that's the count function. And how do you do it for the each value, that we'll see in the later classes, the loop concept, that how we can iterate and check the every value occurrence. Okay, append you saw, remove, count. Now there is an concept in append. I told that you can pass only one value. You can see it here in append. I'm passing one value. You cannot pass more than one value. So there is something called, let's suppose inside this list, I want to pass a list of say value like 3, 4 values. So dot extend. Extend is a method, and inside this I can write here 111, 200, 555. And then once you will print this list, no, inside this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 777, and these all value will get added in that. We'll see the practically. Okay. So this is how the list functionalities are. Usually, whenever you add something in a list, append, it will add it at the end, always at the end of that list. But there is something, a function called L dot insert. In that insert, it will take two values. One is at which index you want to put the value and which value. Let's suppose I did 2 and I wrote here 100, means at the index 2, add the value 100. And let's suppose, so this is 0th index, first index, and this is second index. So at the second index, the value 100 will get inserted, and rest all value will get shift one step, one index ahead. Okay, so this is how L dot insert works. Are you guys okay with that? Can we go ahead with the practical, and we'll see that how exactly it is working in the practically?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's see. So somewhere else. Is it open? No. Okay, I'll show in my VS Code. Let me create a IPNV file here. So I'm just creating a file with the, but I had created a file, no? In VS Code only I have created, no? Last time. First class by the name. Let me check this, what exactly in that. No, not this one. Okay, I will upload it, but let's see in this only. So hope my screen is clearly visible to everyone. Okay. Now, see it here. So how we can define a list? I can write it like this. And if you want to check the type, int type of this L. One second, just activating the kernel. It's taking this much of time. So you can see the class is list. Now, and let's suppose print this L. You can see it here. This is empty. Nothing is that. Now, L dot append 777, and then I am printing this list. See, 777 is added now. I have run twice. That's why it is okay. Now, let me quickly add the multiple values. Okay. So 777, then I'm adding here 2.3, then I'm adding here my name with, then I'm adding here some boolean value. Okay. And then I'm adding here something called 2 plus 5j. Okay. And now let's enter the L. You can see it. Cool. Now there's another list. Let's suppose 10, 20, 30, and 40. And then again 20, again 40, again 2.3. Okay. This is the, you can see. This is another. Now, currently, this is my list L and this is my list K. There are two different lists. Now, see L dot extend K. And then what I will do? I will do print L. You see this. Inside that L, I have just extended the K. Getting my point? Now, I want to remove, let us suppose 30. There is a 30 here also. Okay, 130 is there, no? So let's remove the 20. So 120 is here also and here also. So now see this. L dot. First, let's see the indexing and slicing. So indexing. So how length name of your list and the index value. Let's suppose 4. See this 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is that? This is now L of -2. See this -1 is 23, 2.3, sorry, and -2 is 40. Okay. Now let's suppose slicing. So L of 2 to 7. Okay, with the step 1. See this. So 2 to 7 with a step 1, or if I will write without a step here, the both will be same, because I said step 1 is a default value. You can write the column and there's no value, that's fine. You can write it without column as well, column as well. You can see it here. That's exact the same value. There's nothing difference in that, right? So this is called indexing and slicing. Now, how would you do it for the in negative? See this L. I'm doing here 2 to 7 and there -1. So can anyone tell me what will be the output for this? So I want it to be interactive so that only will understand. Can anyone tell me? I had just explained this concept. What will be the
So
output?
will it throw an error with?
Okay. Anyone else?
So can you repeat again? I'm not getting your point.
What will be the output for this code? 2, 7, and -1.
It will throw the error.
I said it, the slicing won't throw. Let's see the output and then I'll explain. It is empty. Why it is empty? See this.
Since it went in the opposite direction and we didn't have anything in the opposite direction.
Correct. So if you see this number line, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and so on till n. And here it is -1, -2, and -n. So we are starting it from which value? 2. 2 we are starting it. Okay. We are starting with 2 and we have to find out the 7. 7 is here. But -1 means we have to move to the left. So is the 7 present here at this left side? No. So that's why this one will give the empty. So it's simple. You will have to see this number line, recall in your brain and see the indexing or slice index value, and then you have to print. Now, let me ask you this question. L -7 -1. Can anyone tell me what will be the output? So just for help, I am just printing the L here, your list. And this is the, can anyone tell me what will be the output? First of all, tell me, is it going to print something or not?
I think it will print something with. I'm not able to guess what, but I feel it will print something because at last the last -1 will change the direction and it will go to the opposite side. Is that so?
Yeah, it will print definitely, because see here from -2 and the step is -1, we have to move at this point, and the step is negative and we have to find -7. So definitely -7 will be somewhere at this side.
Correct,
But whenever the step is negative, what I said, when a step is positive, whatever the value will be given here, no, it will print one value lesser. But in this here also print one value lesser. So in negative side, if you have to make one value less, so what do? You have to add one. So -7 plus 1 is what? -6. So it will go till -6. So here you can see from -2, this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4, -6. So for me, probably it should print this value. And let's see.
Yeah, correct. That would be. Yeah,
You can see
right.
it. You can see 40, 20, 40, and 30. And now the one thing which you have to notice, it is printing it from the back side. Okay, it is getting reverse. When you do the positive slicing, it will print it from the starting side. But if you do the negative slicing, it will print in the reverse side. So this is one of the frequent asked question. If you have a list and you want to reverse, simply write a list, give a column, and write here -1, and you will see. See, this entire list got reversed. So in Python, how easily you can do it. And this is the most frequently asked question in the interview. But definitely when they will ask you at the higher stages, once you have a good amount of experience, you cannot, they will say that you do not have to use the slicing. You have to write your custom code. So I'll explain you that what exactly in the backend it is working so that it is printing that. Okay. But this is the very shortest way you can reverse a list easily.
So
Okay.
Ved, one small question. If we give -2, -7, and +1, what would be the answer then?
It will be empty because -2
Yeah.
and -7 is this side, but you are moving
Yeah.
to this side.
Yeah.
So,
So the last one decides what would be the answer.
sorry.
The last positive one decides which direction it should go, and
Yes,
based
the
on that
step
we get the
will
answer.
decide in which direction you have to move. And if the start value is going to find it out the end index value in that direction, then it will print the value. Otherwise, it will not. And in case of the negative slicing, when the start index and the end index are negative, it will print the value, but always in the reverse way. You can see the way it has printed it here. When we give here -1, see this 40, 20, 40, 30, and 20. So -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, +1. Okay. So because if you want to reduce the negative value, you have to add 1. So that's why -7 +1. So this is what the indexing and the slicing is there. Just allow me a minute. My laptop is running out of battery. Just allow me a minute. I'm just putting my charger. Okay. So hope this is clear to everyone. Now, what we need to see now? Append we saw. Remove. Now remove we haven't checked. So this is our list, and I want to remove. Sorry, remove like 40. Okay, and then here I'm just printing my list. See this. So if you'd see here, earlier there was 140 and 140 here. So you can see this 40 has removed. What I said, which is coming at the first from the positive side, it will remove that first. Okay. So it has removed that. So that's what you can use the. Now, in a list, if you want to exactly see, let me check that. Yeah, that how many total functionalities are available. So there is something called dir. You can use and pass your list in that, and it will give you that what all the things are available. See that sort, reverse, remove, pop, insert, index, extend, count, copy, clear, append. So these all things one by one we'll see. Append we saw already. Extend we saw already. Remove we saw already. Now what we have to check? Copy. Okay. See here. So this ID of L. So I check ID of L means it will tell you the address, the memory address where that list has stored. Now what I will do, k is equals to L dot copy. Okay. And then I will print this k. And then let me check the ID of k. So do you think that this is same? No, this is different. So copy, what it will do? It will create another copy of your list and store it somewhere else. Okay. So this is what the copy function do. Now, if I will make any changes in the L, that will not reflect in the K, because because here how the copy works, so you can see it memory way. If suppose this is my list and this is some value 10, 20, 30. Now what I will do, k is equals to L dot copy. So now this, if suppose this is your system memory, now your L list is stored here, now your K list is stored here. Now if you make any changes in your L list, the K list will be as the same. There will be no changes in that. Okay. But if you will do like this, sometimes in a Python people do this mistake. If suppose this is your list 10, 20 and 30, what I will do, this K equal to L. If you will do like this, it means it is not going to create a new memory. This K object will point on the same memory of the L. And now if you make any changes in that L, it is going to reflect in the K as well. So I'll show you. So let's suppose I'm writing here M is equals to L and let me print the M. Okay. Now let me L dot append something called 1000. I'm adding inside my list L. And now let's see that is it reflecting inside the M or not. You can see it is reflecting. But if you remember, I have created a list K also by using the function copy. Now let me check the print K. See that there is no 1000 appended there, because when I did K dot L dot copy, it has created on the separate memory location. So here in case of, see, this is the ID address of L. Okay, this is the ID address of L. Now let me check the ID address of M. The way I have created M equals to L. ID of M. See, this L and M are at the same memory location. Okay, that's why when I'm changing the L, it is changing in M. When I'll change the M, it will change in the L as well. So this is how it works. So from the documentation, and we'll cover each and every function, so do not worry. Okay. So we saw here append function, we saw the copy function, count function we will see, extend we saw. Okay, insert we'll see. Now let me show you here L dot count. So count is as simple as that. If any object you want to count in from that, like 777, so it will take just 2 times. If suppose I want to check how many times this name varies, that's 1 time. Okay. Okay. Now there is a function called here reverse. Extend, count, copy, clear. I will show you at the end, because what it will do, it will remove all the elements from your list. Okay, it will not delete the list from the memory, but whatever the content available inside that list, it will remove all that. That's why I'll show it at the end. Count we saw, extend we saw, index. Index will tell you the index position of that specific object. So if suppose I will do here L dot index of 777. So usually 2 times 777, 0 and 1, but it will give the first occurrence, means 0. See, and anything you want to know, let's suppose I want to give. So which is at the index 3. So that's what the index function is. Insert will see pop.
So with one small question, since we had a duplicate, it showed 0, but does that mean with is 1 if I go as per list, or that
Duplicate,
would be 2? Always.
that means what duplicate?
No. You gave 777 2 times, right? So it showed the location at 0. That is the first this thing, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to ask is, if we have similar number in the future also, example 5th or 6th number is 777 again, even then the address would still be 0.
Yes, yes. If you have a repeated value, it will always give you the first value index number.
Okay.
Okay. Now index we saw insert, L dot insert. So usually what we saw, append always put at the end, but insert function we can use it to add the value at a specific index. Let's suppose I want to add at index 1, and what I want to add, hello. Do that, and now print here L. See this, at index 1 I have put it the hello. See this, and rest all value got shifted 111 space x2. Okay, so that is the insert function.
So
Now
even if
pop.
we print m now, it will still have this hello also.
Yes, inside that L it has done that. You
Right.
can see it
So
here.
even m will have that.
Yes, M will have that. You can check this. See this.
Okay.
Now the next is pop. So pop and remove, there are two functions which we need to understand very carefully. Okay, what is the difference between pop and remove? Okay, so let me first show it from the theoretical way. So how there are pop function and remove function. There are two functions for the list. So what exactly it means? See, in Python, there is a concept of return. Okay. There's a concept of return which we will understand it in a function when we will read that how we can create a custom defined function, user defined function. So what does it mean by that? Suppose you have a list here. L is equals to 10, 30, 20, 100. If I will write here k equals to L dot remove 20 and I will print k. Okay, and the same list, if I'll write here k equal to L dot pop. Suppose here in the pop, I think it takes the value as well. I'll have to check. And then if I will print the k. So there are difference in both the functionality. Both will do the removal. This one will also delete the value. This one will also delete the value. But remove is not going to return that deleted value. Means whenever you will write in a Python, always remember this syntax. This is very important. Whenever you will write a syntax like this in a Python, means after equal to, one side is a function and other side is an any object or variable. Like you can see here, this is k equals to one function here, L dot remove. So the question is, what will be stored it here? So here, whatever the return value of that function, no, the return value of this function remove, that will store in this k. Maybe it will little bit thing you will not able to understand, but try. I'll show you practically. So little bit it will clear, but while explaining the function, you will understand more. So the return value of this function remove will go to the k, and same will happen here as well. As of now, just understand this remove function does not return anything. It won't return anything. So if remove function won't return anything, then in Python, the default return type is none. None is a data type in Python. If there is a nothing, by default, Python will give the none. And here, this pop function return the deleted value. So whatever you deleted, no, it will return it here. So if you print the k, it will print to you 30. Okay, what exactly the return value, we'll see it. Okay, now let me show to you. You can see here, this is our L. Okay, now I'm writing here equals to L dot remove. Let's suppose I'm removing here 2.3. Okay, and then let's print the Q. See, and then print the L. 2.3 has removed, but when I print the q, it has none because remove function doesn't have any return value. So by default it is. Now I will use here t equal to l dot pop. And here you need to provide the index, not exactly the value. Let's suppose I'm providing here -1. Okay. -1. And then print the t. See that. What it has returned, the deleted value. Which value is at index? -1 is 1000. Now let me print the L. See that 1000 is not available. So that is the difference. Both will do the deletion, but one is not returning anything and one is returning. Okay. So understand it for now. If you're not able to understand it deeply, we'll make you crystal clear when we'll explain the user defined function. And then there is a function called reverse. So L dot reverse. Okay. So and then I will use that and let's me print this L here. See that. Now it has completely reversed your list. Understand? Now, if you want to sort your list, sort in ascending order or descending order, so there is something called L dot sort. But when I will do this, probably it will throw error. Definitely it will throw error. So I want you guys to see the error and tell me that what that error is. Okay. Can anyone tell me what exactly this error is?
एक्चुअली सर डिफरेंट टाइप्स डेटा टाइप्स के एलिमेंट्स हैं तो इसलिए वो सॉर्ट नहीं कर पा रहा है.
Yeah, because see what that error is in Python. That's a best thing. It explains the error very well. So it is saying that this operator sign is to compare whether which value is greater or smaller. Okay. So it is saying this operator does not support it between the instance of complex and int. Because see, how do you compare this and with this? Or maybe this one with this one? Or maybe this is string with the number. There's a no point. So whenever you have to use the sort, make sure the values inside the list should be comparable logically. Either it's an integer or the float integer like that. So just for an, let's suppose I'm being 10, 20, 10, 20, 2, 9, and then let me put it here, -7. Okay. And then keyword sort. And then print the Q. See that it has done in ascending. So there is something called here reverse equal to true. So it will make it in the descending as well. See that. So this is how we can do. So these all are the functionality of the list which we can use it. Is it clear to everyone or any confusion in any of the functionality? Now tell me. Let me once cross check that whether I had explained all that or not. Once clear, I will explain. Sort, reverse, remove, pop, insert, index, extend, count, copy. Copy is also clear. Clear is simply, you can see it here. I will explain. So if you have this list, okay. Now I will do clear. And now let's print the L. It is empty. Okay. So this is how exactly the list works. Those are all the functionalities of the list works. There is another thing, one more functionality which is called sorted. So what exactly the sorted is? So M. So M. Okay. K was there, no? K we had copied. So there's a difference between sort and sorted. What sort function will do? Sort function will make the ascending or descending the same list, but sorted function will not make the changes in the original list. It will do the changes and create in a new list. See that. Let's suppose we have here this list Q. Okay. And I'm writing here Q dot sort. Okay. And I am running this and then I am printing this Q. Cool. Now, again, I'm taking this here. You can see here, when I printed the Q, it got sorted. Originally, it was like this. Now, this is Q here again. And then I'm doing here sorted of Q. It has given the same value, but now let me print the Q. See that? It is still same. So sorted, if you want to store that, you have to store in some value, like H is equals to something. And then if you print the H, that has the sorted value. Sort will make the changes in the original list. Sorted will not make change in the original list. So you have to think that in a scenario wise, that when you have to use sort, when you have to use the sorted. Okay, that we will cover it again while doing the lot many scenarios. So hope these are clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so probably that's done for the today. If any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, we can wrap the session.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah.
Can we control the list data type, data type of list? So as we saw, like example, like a list contains all the complex int, string, everything. So tomorrow, if I'm going to write some function, I just wanted to store that list to have some just a string value. So is it possible to handle that?
Yes. We can make it. So simply, that is not in the scope as of now, but I'll tell if we want. Let's suppose we have this list, and I'm saying if we want to store only the string, so there is another list. Let's suppose that is 10, 20, hello, then 3.2, and that is called 100. So if I want to store something inside a list only, that can be a string. So simply, if is instance of I is str, then L dot append I. Let's see, probably it should work. And then check the L. See that? Only the hello. So now, if you create that in a function and you will pass a list, it will only store the string in that. So that is the data type. So this is one inbuilt function in Python, is instance. So whatever the data type you want, that you can make it as a user input, that in my list I want to store now only the string or only the integer or only the float, it will store that only. Let's suppose if I write here float, I print it only 3.2. So we can do that.
Yeah, got it. Good.
Okay, cool guys. Thank you. Good night.